Yo, what's up? It's Jason. I'm back again with a video, and I'm out in the burbs, actually in the GTA area, Toronto area. But I'm back from our trip. We went to Mexico City and got some really cool records there and had a really great time. It was my first time actually visiting Mexico City, Mexico in general, and I have to say it turned out really amazing. Didn't know what to expect exactly because a lot of people had given it very bad reputation, but they hadn't visited it themselves, so they didn't really know what they were talking about. So of course, you know, we had to be careful of any crime or whatever, but it's like any big city, to be honest. We stayed in the really posh, nice neighborhoods, the Roma Northa and Condenza and or Condesa, and great time. Really European style parts of the city. With the cafes, outdoor cafes, and all the greenery and stuff. And of course, a lot of record shops, but a lot of them were tourist. I don't want to say tourist trap, but almost tourist trap prices for some of these record shops. I'll show you guys at the end of the video some of the, you know, the visits into the shops, some of what I found or didn't find. We arrived on record store day, actually. So as I'm making my way out near our hotel, even 10 minutes away, there was tons of record shops to walk around and check out. But I couldn't get into some of them at the first day because the lineup was too long for record store day. And I don't do record store day anyway, because most of that stuff is just junk, totally overpriced crap that no one really needs at all. Like colored variant versions of Taylor Swift concerts or something. I don't know. Anyway, I did snatch a few goodies while I was on vacation. Also, we went to see some Lucha Libre Mexican wrestling, which was amazing. Frida Kahlo House. Man, there's museums galore. Can't say enough about Mexico City. Definitely want to go back. Still a lot of bargains to be had in terms of transpo, and hotels were really cheap. Food as well, very affordable. Records, on the other hand, wow, man, we're talking. Once you do the conversion, of course, I'm also converting to Canadian, so Americans might not be as much sticker shock because they got a stronger dollar, but with Canadian dollar and Mexican peso, you know, some records were easily $70, $60 a record. No. My next trip actually will be in New York City, so maybe I'll find some of these ones even that I show in New York City, and then I'll be really kicking my butt. But I don't think so. Some of these were pretty cool, very cool finds. So we'll kick off. The first one I went to was Retroactivo, I think, which was a really great shop. It had lots. I have some video of that, and why don't we get into that now, and then we'll come back. So, as you can see, Retroactivo Records in Roma Norta it has a wide variety of stuff. It's like a whole mixture in there of junk to gems in the same bin. They do have some genre sections, and I think some alphabetical, if I recall. But one of the ones which I pulled out in the video that I ended up picking up is this killer garage rock band. I did get a lot of soul and funk in this visit as well, but I found this one punk gem in amongst the mix. It's the Cavement, and it's on Slovenly Records. I can't really show the bottom part of this because it's, well, we'll do this. Can't really show the bottom part of the back cover because it's got a lot of naked ladies, retro naked ladies. But yeah, the Cavement, originally from Auckland, New Zealand, garage punk band. I wasn't really too familiar with them. I didn't have any of their stuff, actually. It's kind of a random pull, but once I looked it up on the phone, I was all in. Tons of tracks. They're about like a minute and a half long each, so great for my short attention span. But yeah, kind of Cramps vibe, noisy garage punk. I think they live in London now, in the UK. And this one is not their latest album, but I think it's a 2017 release. So yeah, this one cost me 350 pesos. So I think I actually ended up getting it for like about 25 bucks or something. It was a bit of a discount. The other record I picked up at Retroactivo was this old school 7-inch Mexican pressing on CBS Records. This is Polvo and Voy by Sonia Lopez. Really old school Mexican singing, Latino singing. Cool little record. That was like a couple bucks. Next up, I went around to a bunch of other shops, and a lot of them did not have anything exciting to pick up. But the next really good shop was Roma Records, which is pretty well known everywhere, I'm sure. They do a great PR job. In fact, they were the shop that I tried to go into twice, I think, with the record store day, but the lineup was way too long. They had like record signing and everything, the whole shebang. Very small shop though, just one kind of tiny room. Upstairs level is not accessible to customers. That is like for backstock, etc. New vinyl is kind of laid out on the main floor, and below the bins is the used vinyl that you can go digging through. Really nice guys. They actually took a couple of my tapes. They did a little bit of a tape trade for my low noise label, so some low noise experimental tapes are at this record shop. But what I picked up at Roma Records was this pretty cool underground self-release DJ Birth Defects. So DJ kind of cut up electronic record. He's cutting up and sampling Latin and Calypso and Brazilian funk samples, etc. This one's called Three Amores. It's the only album he's put out. I think he's got a 7-inch as well. So yeah, Three Amores. This was 700 pesos, which ain't cheap. That's probably about 500 or 50 some dollars Canadian actually. But I did a bit of a tape trade, so I got a nice deal on it. And I just don't think I'll see this again, but going to New York soon, maybe I will. Pretty limited press on that. And the other record I picked up at Roma Records, which was very cool find. Didn't have a lot of time to dig in the used bins, but I spotted this one really quickly. I actually wasn't aware of these guys. These guys are like pioneers of Italo disco right here. La Bionda. I think that's it. La Bionda. Sorry. I Want to Be Your Lover. It's actually a 1980 release by them. They started early in the 70s, pioneering that like electronic Italo disco sound. So it's really cool. Lots of synth action going on. And for only 100 pesos, so that was very cheap. Last but not least, the granddaddy of them all. Best shop that I found on this trip, and I didn't hit all of them by any means. I probably hit like maybe half of the ones that were showing up on the list. A lot of them very closely located, though, walkable distance between them. But with everything else going on in the trip, didn't exactly have time to hit every single one. So yeah, the last one we went to, sticker for here, it's called Rancho Records. Hopefully it didn't fly off in the outdoor. Nope, here it is. Yeah, Rancho Records. Highly recommend. It's been recommended by some other YouTubers as well. If you're going to Mexico City, got to check out this shop. This guy, really pretty friendly guy, and really killer selection. Amazing. Well curated. Brazilian, Latino funk, Latin funk, old school funk, disco, 80s pop, retro, lots of stuff. Lots of new stuff, lots of used stuff. And it's a very clean shop too, really nicely done. But a little bit on the pricey side. we'll just leave it at that. Eye-watering, a little bit eye-watering, especially with Canadian dollar. But anyway, so there was a lot of stuff that I would have picked up, that I could have picked up, but a few I had to leave behind because, like I said, going to New York City soon, shopping in Toronto, hoping that I'm going to find some of those gems, especially the newer reissue stuff. A couple things I just couldn't leave without getting. One of them was this 7-inch, totally killer. Wasn't aware of this series or label before, but it's called the West Coast. So West Coast sample and disco funk reissues, etc. This is a really good one. Den of Thieves, Pick the Lock, and Ronin by Den of Thieves. It's the same artist. Not sure who exactly is behind the project, but not a lot of info actually on Discogs either. Both of these are killer. As the sleeve writing says, beats, congas, cowbells for days. Yeah, it's a really funky number. Instrumental on both sides. Funky beats. Had to get it. Couldn't pass it up. 300 pesos works out to almost about 30 bucks. So $30 7-inch, but I looked on Discogs and it kind of sells for about $30 Canadian as it is. On a much cheaper note, I got this older school 7-inch there. Just some old Latino stuff again. Bolero Tango. This is Lila Murillo. Yeah, Lila Murillo. Propiedad Provida. I have to say my Spanish was really pretty atrocious on this trip. I mean, I think my background in Spanish was from Terminator to Hasta La Vista and Mexicali Rosa restaurants. So yeah, I was a bit limited. Even with my French was not cutting it so much. But I did pick up a couple more Latin records. This is actually Cuban style, old school Papito. This is an amazing record. Para Mis Amigos. Sleeve. This is a cool pickup. On the SAR label, it's actually out of Jersey, I think, for Brazilian stock, etc. So this label. I didn't have anything on this label. I don't really have a lot of Brazilian or like Latin music, so just decided to dip my toe in a little bit. Pick that up, and this old school record as well, Mumbo Jumbo. They were cheap-ish, and yeah, that's it. That's the stuff I picked up in Mexico City. Like I said, it's not for the faint of heart if you are record shopping down there, but you're going to save on a lot of other things too, so kind of evens out. But then you're going to feel a little bit weird about maybe overpaying for some stuff, but then the selection. So all these things to weigh. I had a great time. Had a blast. I'll finish off with some more record random video stuff, and I'll see you guys soon.